My name is Kate Hudson. I'm from the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament here in Britain. We're part of the No to NATO network. We're part of organising against the NATO summit, which is taking place in July in Washington, DC. We're really trying to put out the message. We want people to mobilise, to get to Washington, if possible. If not, to do local actions in support. On the 6th and 7th of July, we've got a counter summit, we've got various actions, and we really want to put it out there. The problem with NATO, it's an aggressive, warmongering, expansionist military alliance. It has nuclear weapons, it does untold damage in the world, it's in the process of going global. So we say no to NATO, yes to peace, do everything you can for the counter summit and the events in July.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jorge Rocha. I'm the co-chair of the International Committee for the Democratic Socialists of America, which is the largest social organization in the United States. DSA's position on NATO is that the U.S. should immediately withdraw from NATO, and I will be attending the No to NATO, Yes to Peace conference in Washington, D.C. in July. We are counter-protesting the 75th anniversary of NATO. Despite what the U.S. claims that NATO is a force for peace, it is in fact for 75 years a force for war and destruction across the world. We should end the empire and have a just transition to a renewable energy economy.
My name is Jim Ryan. I'm a member of Veterans for Peace from Detroit, Michigan. I'm also a retired geologist, which is why I'm more afraid of climate change than I am of Russia and China. I'll be coming to Washington, D.C. To work with No to NATO because we can't counter or work successfully on mitigating climate change without dealing with militarism. And NATO is a big part of the militarism problem. I hope you will come and join me.
Hi, I'm Sean Connor, the Executive Director of the International Peace Bureau, and I'm coming to Washington, D.C. for the NATO Counter Summit because 30 countries make up 55% of all military expenditure, or $1.232 trillion, which takes resources away from where they are really needed while fueling an arms race and confrontation across the globe.
My name is Ann Wright. I'm a retired Army colonel. I'm a former U.S. diplomat. I resigned in opposition to the war on Iraq. I am going to be in Washington, D.C. from my home in Honolulu, Hawaii, because it's really important that we challenge NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I live out in the Pacific, and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is coming to the Pacific. In fact, we'll have 7 NATO countries in the rim of the Pacific naval war exercises virtually at the same time that we'll be in Washington, D.C. So it's important to challenge NATO on its 75th anniversary that's being held in Washington, D.C. in July 2024.
My name is John McGrath. I'm a member of Democratic Socialists of America. I'm on the International Committee. I'm going to go to the No to NATO Summit, Counter Summit in Washington, D.C. in July because NATO is a destructive force that's already destroyed Afghanistan and Libya. And as American citizens, we have to do our best to kind of take apart the empire, which does so much damage around the world. We have to get things like real security in the form of healthcare, housing, improve our environment. This is what security means in the 21st century. So please come to the No to NATO Summit, Counter Summit in Washington, D.C. in July.
I'm Diane Blay, and I'm a member of WILF, and WILF is helping coordinate this event, which because our members strongly believe that we're making every effort we can to end war. And NATO is responsible for encouraging wars in these countries. So please come in July before the 75th anniversary of NATO to show that you don't want NATO to exist.
So I'm Catherine Flaherty here in Washington, D.C. I'm here for peace, and I'm tired of the wars that the United States is in and its colleagues in NATO. So please join us in July.
This is Karen. I am actually the National Director of WREE, W-R-E-E, and it's Women for Racial and Economic Equality. What is the reasoning? The reasoning is obviously we need more exposure to the problem that NATO has given us, as the United States has given us problems and has really ruined our reputation among, so many people in the world. So here's hoping that we see lots of people. You get to meet the people that have the same values you have.
We need to organize people and raise the spirit of the people that are calling for this vision, and music plays a huge part of that. So I will be joining with the No to NATO Coalition to help raise the spirit of the people through song. My name is Ben Grosscup, and I am an activist folk singer and song leader active in the peace movement. Back in 2019, when NATO had its meeting in Washington, D.C., I joined with many of the folks who are organizing for this protest in July and wrote a song, We Say NATO's Got to Go. We say NATO's got to go, got to go, got to go. We say NATO's got to go so the people can live in peace. Of course, that's a melody from Joshua Fit, the Battle of Jericho, a African-American spiritual. And I am a big believer that at this moment in the peace movement, it's very important not only that we stand up against NATO, but that we call for a whole new ordering of the world based on peaceful relations among countries, among a non-extractive way of meeting human need.
My name is Christine Karch. I'm the co-chair of the international network No to War, No to NATO. It was founded in the end of 2008, and since that time we are acting to get rid of NATO, to abolish NATO. We are part on every counter summit, and of course I will be in Washington.
Veterans for Peace is involved with and helping organize the rally No to NATO and Yes to Peace that's coming up in July in Washington, D.C., because we don't need our country, any countries in Europe or anywhere, sending their young men and women to war, because every time we get lied into a war, we realize that it was a big mistake. And so we are working with groups all over the US and Europe to say no to NATO and yes to peace, and urging our members to come out and demonstrate in Washington and say that we want our money used for things that we know that we need: healthcare, jobs, environmental protection, lots of things. We don't need trillion-dollar military budgets, and saying no to NATO, yes to peace is a good first step.
NATO's got to go, got to go, got to go. We say NATO's got to go so the people can live in peace. NATO has been sowing fear and death and pain. When we get rid of NATO, the people can only gain. Remember what happened at Jericho? The trumpets began to sound. Joshua commanded the people to shout, and the walls came tumbling down. We say NATO's got to go, got to go, got to go. We say NATO's got to go so the people can live in peace. We say NATO's got to go, got to go, got to go. We say NATO's got to go so the people can live, so the people can live, so the people can live in peace.